If I see one more comment about someone talking about 6ix9ine, I'm gonna get mad. Stop talking about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear a theory about it. I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, it was this. Yo, Red. Listen, boy, listen. Stop that, okay? You guys are causing me a lot of trouble, okay? Detectives came to me already, okay? Like, it's getting ridiculous. They're going to my mom. Like, this is a big problem. If you guys keep going with this Island Boy stuff, I promise you I'm gonna get mad.
The Island Boys are now facing federal investigation that has left the hip-hop community completely shook and their careers hanging by a thread. Behind their viral antics and colorful, goofy-ass dreads, these Florida natives were allegedly running a calculated home invasion scheme that ultimately led to federal agents knocking on their doors with search warrants and turning their whole world upside down. The shocking truth behind what brought the feds to their doorstep is more complex and darker than anyone imagined. And we're about to reveal it all through exclusive footage, leaked audio, and insider information that's been circulating in the streets. Yo, what's good, fam? We about to dive deep into some real street drama that's just been shaking up the hip-hop community and got the whole internet playing detective. This story got more twists than a soap opera, and trust me, you ain't ready for what we about to uncover. Now, before we get into this wild ride, let me keep it 100 with y'all. Social media been buzzing with conspiracy theories about who really broke into 6ix9ine's Florida mansion. But yo, we about to separate the facts from the fiction, the real from the fake, and show y'all exactly how this whole situation unfolded. November 2025. That's the time frame that changed everything for Cody Ackard and Flysolja, better known as the Island Boys. These viral sensations were supposedly living their best life, trying to stay relevant in a culture that moves fast and forgets faster. When four masked gunmen rolled up on 6ix9ine's Palm Beach mansion, held his 60-year-old mother at gunpoint, and ransacked the whole spot looking for cash, jewelry, and anything valuable they could get their hands on. Now, hold up before y'all start thinking this was just another random celebrity robbery. The timing was too perfect, the execution too smooth, and the internet detectives started connecting dots that got federal investigators paying attention. But here's where it gets real spicy. This ain't just about a home invasion. This is about desperation, jealousy, and how far people will go when their 15 minutes of fame starts running out. So, check it. The whole situation went down while 6ix9ine was live streaming with Jack Doherty, talking that tough talk about how he moves around with no security. He was literally broadcasting his location in real time, showing off his crib and letting the whole world know he wasn't home.
He's talked openly about not having security, and then he's advertising that he's not home on this live stream.
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's silly. I don't know why he's out there bragging about not having security, because he definitely needs security, and this is not gonna go away for multiple reasons. He's an easy target. You know, when you walk around with, $250,000 in jewelry on you, if you insist on walking around with that type of money, then you need professional help. And your friends hanging out with you obviously are insufficient. You need people that know what they're doing.
Meanwhile, back at his mansion, four masked individuals were watching that exact stream, timing their move to perfection, like they were studying his every move.
All right, you know the fucking vibes. We outside. Here with my boy Jack.
Yes, sir.
Fresh home.
Now, in the streets, we know timing is everything when it comes to these type of moves. But this situation was different because these weren't just random stick-up kids looking for a quick lick. According to leaked footage analysis, these were dudes who had their own viral fame and should have been making legitimate money instead of risking federal charges for some jewelry and cash. The leaked TMZ footage revealed something that got everybody's attention and had the internet going crazy. You can clearly hear one of the robbers calling another robber by a specific name that matches one of the Island Boys' nicknames. That's some real coincidental type timing right there. And the internet wasn't letting that slide. Social media detectives started breaking down every second of that footage like they was working for the FBI. But yo, this is where the story gets deeper than just voice recognition. Internet detectives started doing full CSI-level analysis, walking patterns, body language, even the way these masked individuals carried themselves. The mannerisms, the posture, the distinctive swagger, everything was matching up with footage of the Island Boys from their music videos and social media posts. We talking about people analyzing how they swing their arms when they walk, how they stand when they talk, even their body language when they nervous. But here's where it gets real. The real tea that got everybody shook was the jewelry analysis. Fans noticed that one of the robbers was wearing what appeared to be the same distinctive chain that Cody Ackard was spotted wearing in recent Instagram posts. We talking about a custom piece with specific engravings that would be nearly impossible to replicate. The chain was partially visible under the robber's hoodie, and the design matched perfectly with photos from just weeks before the incident. That's the type of evidence that makes federal investigators start paying real close attention. Let me break down the financial situation for y'all, because this is where the motive gets real clear. The Island Boys went from being internet sensations making serious bank-off appearances and social media deals to basically being forgotten about. That viral fame money dried up quick. And now they're looking at 6ix9ine, who's still pulling in millions despite all his legal troubles. Still flashing cash and expensive cars on social media like it's nothing. Now, this is where we got to address the elephant in the room. When the heat started building and social media detectives were putting together this case better than some forensic investigators, one of the Island Boys felt the pressure and decided to speak out. And fam, his response was telling as hell.
God forbid it doesn't go in your guys' direction. For real. I think you guys take all of your jewelry assets and invest it in something. So you guys will never ever be broke again.
Hold on. No, hold on. Hold on.
Podcast.
No.
Here, I'm moving for you. I was giving you nice advice.
The way he handled the situation showed exactly how much pressure he was feeling from all the speculation and investigation. Homie came out swinging with alibis, talking about being in Vegas when the robbery went down, providing specific details about his whereabouts that nobody even asked for. He was talking about taking taxis, being on the west coast of Florida, giving timestamps and locations like he was building a legal defense. Real talk. That's some defensive behavior right there. Why you explaining your location if you ain't got nothing to hide? Let me break down for y'all what happened next. Then Shorty got even more heated, telling people to stop talking about the 6ix9ine situation altogether.
Stop mentioning me in your videos. Stop. Or whatever videos you're mentioning me in, stop mentioning me in the comment section. Stop! Stop, you understand me?
He was getting mad frustrated, saying he didn't want to hear theories or speculation, getting aggressive about people even mentioning the connection. But here's the kicker. He admitted that detectives had already come to question him about the whole thing and that they were even bothering his family members. Y'all hear that? Detectives already came to him.
Hey, for anyone that's saying that I had robbed somebody's house, 6ix9ine, Red is in the west coast of Florida, and I was in Vegas. I just got to Florida, just now. I'm writing a taxi. I just got to Florida. What you saying? Tripping. I ain't robbed nothing, man.
That means law enforcement was taking these social media investigations seriously enough to actually question him and his family. When you got federal investigators knocking on your door because of internet theories, that's when you know the evidence is looking real suspicious. The fact that they were questioning his mother too shows this investigation was getting serious. The psychological pressure was clearly getting to him.
See one more comment about someone talking about 6ix9ine, I'm gonna get mad. Stop talking about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear a theory about it. I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, it was this. Yo, Red. Listen, boy, listen. Stop that, okay? You guys are causing me a lot of trouble, okay? Detectives came to me already, okay? Like, it's getting ridiculous. They're going to my mom. Like, this is a big problem. If you guys keep going with this Island Boy stuff, I promise you I'm gonna get mad.
You could hear it in his voice, see it in his body language. This wasn't just someone casually denying rumors. This was someone who was genuinely stressed about the situation. The way he kept emphasizing that people needed to stop talking about it, that it was causing him problems, that's the behavior of someone who knows the walls are closing in. The real kicker though, while the internet was building this case against the Island Boys, and while one of them was clearly feeling the heat from federal investigators, 6ix9ine himself came out with a completely different story that threw everybody for a loop. This is where the plot gets thick because his version of events contradicts everything the internet detectives were saying. When Aiden Ross asked him directly about the Island Boys rumors during a live stream, 6ix9ine shut it down immediately. He said he didn't think it was them at all, claiming he saw something completely different during the robbery. He was adamant that the internet got it wrong and that people were just making up conspiracy theories for clout. 6ix9ine got real specific with his denial, talking about how there are hundreds of homes in his neighborhood and suggesting it was local kids who did the break-in. He emphasized that the robbers had no visible tattoos and that their faces were partially visible, which didn't match the Island Boys' appearance. He was breaking down the physical characteristics like he was giving a police report. Now, let's talk about this contradiction. Hold up. Let that sink in for a minute. 6ix9ine is saying it was neighborhood kids with no tattoos while internet detectives got voice recordings, jewelry matches, walking pattern analysis, and federal investigators questioning the Island Boys. something ain't adding up here, gang.
I want to make this video to clear up all the fake news and rumors. So the world knows this. It's a fact. I'm on house arrest. I've been on house arrest. I think everyone in America and everyone across the world knows that I'm on house arrest. Yesterday, they allowed me to leave for work. People, I guess, saw that I was on live stream with Jack Doherty. They took that opportunity to do some... Like I said, it's me, so I get it. The rules are different for me. But if it was your favorite artist, your favorite actor, and that was done, they don't get no cool points for that. My mom is 60 years old. Y'all know I'm supposed to come home. Y'all know I'm home all the time. I'm on house arrest. So y'all take the opportunity that I'm not home. Y'all see me on live stream with Jack Doherty in Miami, and y'all do that. That's whack. Get no cool points for that. I don't think nobody respects that.
Either the internet got it completely wrong, or 6ix9ine is protecting someone, or there's something deeper going on that we don't know about. Now, why would 6ix9ine contradict all this evidence? Maybe he don't want to escalate the situation further. Maybe he knows something we don't. Or maybe he's just trying to protect his own reputation by not being associated with the Island Boy drama. In the streets, sometimes you keep certain information to yourself to avoid more problems.
People were saying it was the Island Boys.
No, I don't even think Island Boys...
No, that's what I saw. I swear. That's what... No.
There were kids in this neighborhood.
What
so
the
let
fuck?
me leave that real clear. There's 230 homes in my neighborhood. What it's pointing out to be, yeah, he didn't do that then. But what was pointed out to be that it was kids in the neighborhood because there was no car that came in, no car that left. So it was white kids at that.
No way.
Oh, yeah. Hell no.
There was no tattoos, so
Are you gonna be
this myth that it was those two brothers that there's no tattoos, their face was able to see there was no tats, so that's just a myth. It's just Instagram conspiracy, whatever fuck. But anyway, long story short, I'm glad that my mom's okay, I'm glad that my dog's okay, I'm glad that my family's okay.
Amazing.
And yeah, these people took the opportunity when I wasn't home.
But here's where it gets interesting. The fact that federal investigators were involved means this wasn't just some local police matter. When the feds start investigating a home invasion, they got evidence that suggests interstate activity, organized crime elements, or connections to other federal cases. Federal agents don't waste time on simple burglaries. They get involved when there's bigger implications. The financial motive was real for the Island Boys. These dudes went from making serious money per appearance at their peak to struggling to book club gigs for pocket change. At their height, they were pulling in tens of thousands per show, getting paid for social media posts, living that celebrity lifestyle. But that fame is fickle. And when the internet moves on to the next viral sensation, the money stops flowing real quick. Meanwhile, 6ix9ine out here buying his mom luxury cars and throwing around million-dollar cash gifts like it's nothing. He's posting videos of stacks of cash, expensive jewelry, luxury cars, and living in a mansion while the Island Boys is struggling to stay relevant. That type of contrast can mess with your head when you used to be on the same level. For y'all who might not understand the street dynamics, let me explain. In the hood, we know desperation makes people do crazy things. When you're watching somebody else live that lavish lifestyle while you're struggling to pay bills, that jealousy can turn into something dangerous real quick. That type of contrast can drive desperate people to desperate moves. It's not just about the money. It's about the respect, the status, the feeling like you deserve what they got. The social media silence from both Island Boys right around the time of the robbery was suspicious as hell. These are dudes who typically post multiple times per day showing off their lifestyle, their music, their daily activities, but they went completely dark during the exact time frame of the incident. Their last posts before going silent were from Miami, which is only about an hour drive from 6ix9ine's Palm Beach area mansion. The voice analysis that fans were doing was actually more thorough than some professional investigations. They were comparing speech patterns, Florida accents, vocal inflections, and even running audio through voice recognition software. Multiple breakdowns showed significant similarities between the robbers' voice and one of the Island Boys. Some fans even claimed they ran it through professional software and got high percentage matches. Now, this ain't just about a home invasion or internet conspiracy theories. The real kicker though, this situation exposed how social media fame can create both opportunities and vulnerabilities. The Island Boys had the fame but lost the fortune, while 6ix9ine had both, but made himself a target by constantly flashing wealth online. Both sides of this equation created the perfect storm for this type of situation. Now, this ain't just about whether the Island Boys did it or not. This is about how the internet has become a powerful tool for justice, how financial desperation can drive people to extreme actions, and how federal investigators are now taking social media evidence seriously. We're living in a time where internet detectives can build cases that law enforcement has to pay attention to. Let's not forget the real victim here, 6ix9ine's 60-year-old mother. This woman got held at gunpoint in her own home. And whether it was the island boys or neighborhood kids, she was traumatized because her son made himself a target. This elderly woman, who don't speak much English, who goes to church every week, had to experience this terror because of her son's lifestyle choices. The street's been talking, and here's what they saying. In the hood, we know when something don't smell right. The timing, the execution, the aftermath, everything about this situation screams backdoor, or at least someone who knew the layout and routine. The fact that the robbers knew exactly when to strike, how to move through the house, and where to look for valuables suggests this wasn't random. They knew 6ix9ine's schedule. They knew when he'd be streaming. They knew his security situation. This situation is bigger than just one robbery. It's about how social media has changed the game for both celebrities and criminals. When you constantly posting your location, showing off your wealth, giving tours of your house, you're basically providing a blueprint for anyone with bad intentions. 6ix9ine was literally advertising when he wasn't home and what valuables he had. What's really interesting is how law enforcement is adapting to this new reality. Federal investigators are now taking social media evidence seriously, using crowdsourced investigations to build cases and recognizing that internet detectives sometimes uncover details that traditional methods miss. This case might be setting precedents for how future investigations are conducted. At the end of the day, this situation isn't just about a home invasion or viral conspiracy theories. It's about how social media fame can be a double-edged sword, how financial desperation can drive people to make life-changing mistakes, and how the internet never forgets. Whether the island boys did it or not, this whole situation shows how quickly things can spiral out of control in the digital age. The real question is what happens next for the island boys and 6ix9ine. With federal investigators involved, social media evidence mounting, and contradictory statements from all parties, this story is far from over. The power of crowdsourced investigations is something that criminals probably do and fully appreciate until it's just too late. We might be witnessing a new era where internet justice and traditional law enforcement work together. This case is also changing how celebrities think about social media. The days of carelessly flashing wealth and broadcasting your every move might be coming to an end. Smart celebrities are already adjusting their social media strategies, being more careful about what they show and when they show it. What are your thoughts on this whole situation? Do you think the island boys really did it, or is 6ix9ine right about it being neighborhood kids? The evidence seems to point in multiple directions and the contradictions are wild. Are internet detectives helping or hurting these investigations? And what does this mean for how celebrities use social media going forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more breaking news that's shaking up the culture. Y'all stay safe out there, fam. And remember, the internet is always watching. And in 2025, your digital footprint might be the evidence that makes or breaks your case.